What is up, guys? Euclid back here with you again, and today it is going to be another peek at the weapons of Metro Exodus. In this case, for the more sidearm classed weapons with the pistols. So we get to see with those weapons, as well as I believe some other light, maybe something along the lines of SMGs. We don't know yet. So far, it's looking like just for pistols. So let's go ahead and check it out. Let's jump into it. Adjust the volume a little bit. Yes, we're covering the bastard. There we go.
Small, versatile, and effective, the Revolver is a rare pre-war classic. Due to a slow reload speed and relatively low ammo count, it's not a practical option when swarmed by a pack. Lighter magazines minimize the weight of the Revolver, allowing for a small boost in aim stability. Add a sniper stock, a 4x scope, and a long barrel, and you'll have a powerful, accurate, medium-range rifle, enabling you to thin out enemy ranks before closing in.
There we go.
With an 8-shot double-action cylinder, heavy stock for stability, reflex sight, and red laser, the Revolver becomes the weapon of choice in close-range combat, capable of taking down unarmored enemies with a single, well-aimed shot. Appropriately named the Bastard Gun, due to its reputation for jamming and overheating, the Euclid is nevertheless a vital, formidable, Metro-made machine gun. Over the years, gunsmiths of the Metro have perfected the design of this submachine gun for close to medium-range engagements. Silenced and easy to handle, it's an exceptionally light stealth assault weapon that allows a tactical response if the alarm is raised. With a larger magazine, heavy barrel, stable stock,
I'm excited for this,
and closed reflex sight,
keep one of them with me.
This manageable and versatile rapid-fire personal defense weapon becomes a ranger's best friend when you need to quickly clear a room.
Look at that ammo tin. What was that before? Gas container. Okay. Not the longest video we've seen. Of course, it's normal for these videos to be a little bit shorter. Let's recap, shall we? First of all, when going to turn the volume down a little bit, the first thing that I love about any of this pistol gameplay, about any of these sneak peeks we get, is this right here. Watch this mutant when it gets shot. The body bag effects are awesome. Enemies are going to fly backwards with the force of weapons that they're hit with, and that's one of the biggest things that I appreciate about this game. I'm really excited to see that because the Revolver is one that I used more when I first started playing the Metro games, but less with the new games, per se. Less with Last Light. It's like I used it more with both games when I first started playing them, but really I started going with the weapons that always carried more ammo, were more plentiful. In situations where you're fighting several Nosalises, like in the con mission that I also recorded before this, which this may be up before that one, depending, because the demand for this video, I'd rather have this one out first, but in light of Metro Exodus, obviously. But the Revolvers were something I used a little bit less commonly. Did not make them any less fun to use, though, especially silenced versions. I love them. Another thing that I'm really excited for as far as the Revolver goes, that equivalent that we're going to see, like, it seems impractical for swarms and stuff like that, but the thing about it is it's probably not hard to get your hands on one. They're inexpensive to upgrade in the other games, if I recall correctly. And this right here is something I'm excited to see. Obviously enough,
to thin out enemy ranks.
That rifle right there, that is something I'm excited to see because it literally looks like it. And when they added the 8-cylinder magazine for it, the revolving magazine for it, I'm really excited to use that because it reminds me of a rifle I used more so in Battlefield 1 as a pilot. You could choose that rifle that had a 8-round magazine. I believe it may have been more, but like 6 to 8 round magazine. and it was just so fun. And when certain guns carry over, kind of like my story about the Dragunov, which I was corrected politely by somebody in the comments section, that weapon is a Viper hunting rifle, not a Dragunov. I realized that. I should have said that more openly in my previous video, but it just reminded me of the Dragunov. So it's obviously why I'm excited to use it. Is it's going to look like it's going to have that Dragunov aesthetic, which I think is somewhat done on purpose. But just the combination of wood and metal, that is what makes me fall so in love with all of these weapons from the East. They're so fucking cool, and they're so alien looking to those of us that grew up in the West, that see these other weapons that are mostly metal, and especially with modern militaries, you know, Cold War to modern military, we have a lot of weapons that are all black or all green, and seeing that wooden / metal aesthetic is just amazing. It's really beautiful to me. It's I had a buddy of mine when in my previous career who was obsessed with weapons like that. He would call them bad guy guns, because those of us in the West grew up believing that the East was the bad guys or whatever. As a kid, that is usually the plot line of a lot of the games and stuff you play over here. But I think it was an innocent thing made by them, but it's when you get older, you start to realize that it's not all that convoluted or one-sided. But anyways, we won't get into that. The point is, I'm in love with this wooden and metal aesthetic that they have going on with the games, and that's something I'm really excited to see this, because my friend owned a weird rifle like this that was somewhat custom made that looked like this. So it's really cool to see that. Having shot some of the real world equivalents to some of these guns, just excited to get to use them in future titles. So moving on to get the volume down and everything. This is probably the thing I'm most excited for with these guns. I love these equivalents. The 8-shot revolver is really cool, but I'm actually more excited about the Bastard, and here's why. When it comes to the sidearms, and I figured this would be in the sidearm video. First of all, let's give credit to the new Bastard design. It is gorgeous, and here's why. It actually looks like a thrown together, handmade gun. And if you look at the stock of these different weapons, right here, the Bastard is literally a converted pistol. So these weapons are all coexistent. They coexist as one, just like the Kalashnikov, basically, of the Metro series becomes the RPK, the Viper sniper rifle. It's really cool to see that they're crossing over more so. Instead of all these different weapons, you've got some weapons that can become several. So when you take one weapon out and you have the pieces and or parts to change the weapons, you're technically taking 2 to 3 to 4 guns out at once. Just you have to interchange them and find the right location to obviously change your weaponry. I'm really excited about that customization. You don't have to pick one weapon and be like, oh, if I take the RPK, though, it's not as lightweight. It takes a longer time to reload, especially if, like me, you opted for the drum magazine. So it's really cool to see that. And speaking of magazines, I'm really liking the Bastard gun's look on its magazine. Instead of that really squared off version, like right there, look how it's rounded off. That makes more sense because it would be easy for that magazine to slide into the magazine well. And so I really like the aesthetic of the rounded edges. The same principle as like people thinking that corners on phones, it's a bad comparison, but corners on phones supposedly make the phones break easily. That's probably not a good point to be making here, but it's the first thing I thought of is like one of the first things that a lot of phone makers, phone carriers, phone creators, companies that create cellular devices, they go from having really like that retro squared off version of something to the rounded edge, and that's the first thing I thought about is why they do that. But in this case, it's actually a functional reason for it, and that's because the Bastard's magazine is rounded off, because you're probably not always going to fucking hit the magazine well with the gun. That probably looked totally bad, but the point I was making was that magazine, when inserted into the magazine well of the gun, is actually going to slide in even with accidental mishaps. It's going to hit it and then kind of slide and correct itself in, and that was probably something that's more, it makes more sense that it wouldn't be that sharply squared off. You know, it's got more of an angle to it, making it look like the metal was actually kind of bent. So I like that. And let's go into it. Another thing about this gun that really interests me.
Formidable Metro-made machine gun. Over the years, gunsmiths of the
Look at that.
perfected the design of this
Small magazine, lightweight, fast reload.
Range engagements. Silenced.
A silenced Bastard gun. I mean, it's kind of the signature weapon of the Metro series when you think about it. The Kalash, the AK-47 is the signature weapon of a lot of things from the East. But this gun is very signature. It overheats like hell. It fires quickly. You're going to waste ammo using this thing because you can't help it.
stealth assault weapon that allows a
Night vision scope.
response if the alarm is
I love it. The VSV. Stealth assault suited, close medium range precision, low light aiming. The Bastard. Accuracy is a little bit better. So this is not a bad gun, but this is not the gun you would use for every single situation. Probably because it's considered a sidearm, I would probably see myself using, if a pistol at first if it was easier to get my hands on, but a Bastard I'd probably keep. I'd probably keep it, and then I would keep it with the ability to turn it into the next thing that it turns into.
magazine.
Look at that. That right there, that canister, I might be mistaken, but when you look at the other side of the canister,
Stable.
is it a fuel canister? Like, what was that before? That's what I want to know. And if you guys know what inspired this before maybe developers talk about it or something, or the team at 4A Games talks about it, that drum, that is cool. The Bastard is one of my favorite guns. I don't use it a lot in my Let's Plays because of its functionality, but the reason I love the gun so much is because it is the most Metro gun in the games. It is the most thrown together gun they have. There are the pneumatic weapons which feel that way, but this thing is like a clumsy assault rifle. It is a clumsy submachine gun, and I hope you guys can still hear me because I just unplugged my headset, but I'll keep talking even though it sounds like I'm in a submarine. Hunting for the Red October. So, yeah, that's why I like the Bastard so much. This gun is so signature for the series. It's not even funny. But that's the most interesting thing. Is this, well, we don't have really something to put these little pistol bullets in. So the Bastard's actually going to use pistol ammunition, which is a good reason. Like one of you said in the comments on one of my videos, it's a good reason to keep one on you. Uses pistol ammo. And then you could have a Kalash or a Helsing, which is getting more of a Helsing tribute in the new game. So the customization is so fucking unreal. I hope they do one of these vidocs on shotguns as well, as I'll be sure to cover it. But this is actually one of the things I'm most excited for. I'll probably use the Bastard gun in this game more, and it looks so satisfying. This is going to sound evil, but killing enemies in this game is looking like it's going to be so satisfying. And can we just give a round of applause to 4A Games for that smoke that comes out of the gun's barrels when you're done unloading a certain amount of ammo?
Stock.
Look at this.
Enclosed reflex sight. This manageable and versatile rapid-fire personal defense weapon becomes a ranger's best friend.
Look at that smoke.
when you need to quickly clear.
If you pay attention in certain levels that are dry, the humanimals, that name is so goofy, but I love it. We're actually going to see human mutants. That's a big thing about Exodus I'm so excited for. Maybe they only survive in certain climates. Maybe they got killed off by the harsh creatures that were highly populated in Moscow. We don't really know. Well, we didn't see more of them, but that's off topic. The point is, I think that the Bastard will be my signature gun as far as the beginning of the series. We'll obviously switch it up depending on the situation, but as far as my go-to, the accuracy is good. The rate of fire is absolutely insane. The heavy SMG, increased damage, stable yet rapid fire, maximum ammo capacity. So the magazine's insane. But I love what the drum magazine, I love what that magazine's made out of. It looks like a little fuel tank. Oh my god, like, can you imagine being hit with that hail of fire in a game? Your screen just blot red like 50 times and you're like, oh shit, my health is gone. NPCs don't stand a chance. That gun's probably going to be required. There's probably going to be a sequence where you're surrounded and you find one half empty and you can either choose to spray or reload it real quick so that the longevity of the magazine is restored. But either way, guys, this is excellent. All the information they're giving us on these guns, 4A Games has really outdone themselves. And I just want to make a small note here that with recent stuff that might have upset a lot of you, just remember that a lot of decisions that were made recently are out of 4A Games' personal decisions. So don't just blindly blame people for any decisions. That's all I'm going to say. Still praise the game for what it is. So, guys, I'm excited about this. I can't wait to see what they have yet to show us. Hopefully there's a shotgun vidic, and hopefully we see some more stuff there. I will not be making videos for the developer behind-the-scenes videos, but that's only because I feel like that's something that we should all, enjoy ourselves. I do that shit a lot. So, guys, that was the handgun class video for Metro Exodus. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, leave a like with a reason why, or a dislike with a reason why. Criticism's good either way. If you want to see more videos like this and others in the future, as we will be playing the hell out of Exodus in the future, then feel free to subscribe to my channel, as well as click that notification bell located beside the subscribe button. But until next time, this has been the Metro Exodus handgun class video. I am Euclid, and I will see all of you stalkers in the next video.